Hello, this is Aaron with Gibson Photo Art. I'm doing a tutorial today that was requested by a user on PhotoshopTalent.com. He was asking about coloring fingernails and making it look realistic. Well, we make adjustments like this all the time for different shots. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to do this non-destructively so that none of the pixels are going to actually change on the image, and you can easily go back and make any changes that you want, and this can lead you into other things that, you know, selections and everything that do see how this is done. First, we're going to start. We have our background image. We're going to select a hue saturation layer. Just going to start it, click OK. Now we want to make sure that our mask over here is selected, and we're going to hit Control I. This is going to invert this mask, so now it's black. Now remember, white reveals, black conceals, so this entire adjustment layer now is completely masked out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select my white brush. I'm going to go up to 100% opacity on this, and I'm just going to come in and kind of paint the area that I can see right here to make a selection. Now what you notice is that this starts to appear white on the mask, and as we said before, white reveals, black conceals. So now that I've got a first selection, now I want to see if I can go in and adjust the color here. Take my hue down. I want to click the colorize actually. We're going to change this blending mode over to color. Turn saturation up. So it should be right about there for our hue. Saturation looks pretty good. Turn back to lightness just a little bit to darken that up. Zoom out. Now you see how this is actually starting to match the product here, so that this pink isn't actually distracting to the orange. We can change the opacity here on this to back it off a little bit, and to clean up the selections, actually come over here, and you just, because you're painting on the mask itself, you can do anything you want, and it's totally reversible. So if I mess up, oh darn, look at that, just switch over to my white brush, paint right back in. No changes to the pixels whatsoever, so there's no destructive editing going on here. See, it just messed up there. And I also like to tell to instruct is that when you're making your selections, use the paintbrush to advantage. So I will overpaint here, switch back over, and then clean it up, because the stroke of my hand actually matches the curvature of the nail job that she's had done here. That's pretty much there. We can actually go through and do the same thing. Choose your white, paint through. Now the first time you can be a bit sloppy, because I just want to get good coverage all over the place, and then come back through and clean up the selections. You can see how that just comes together right there. Just using kind of a soft brush, about 50%. You can see this turned on and off. That it goes right with this orange here. You have these here. Now what I would recommend, notice how some of your lighting goes. This is actually a little bit darker than these. So when I go in and I actually paint this, clean up that selection a little bit. I notice that this one looks a little bit too bright compared to these. It kind of stands out. Very easily, all I have to do is select my black brush, turn back the opacity a little bit on the brush itself, and just give it a couple passes. Makes it a little bit more subtle compared to the other fingernails. And so we can paint this one in. Actually, turn my opacity back up. See, Just paint it in, reverse. This always works best for me where I actually back into it. There you go. And now we've just changed the color of these fingernails to match closely to the drink itself, to the product. And this you can change the opacities, go up or down. You can go in and change the hue of this and go with this weird neon green, blue, purple, whatever you want. Always make sure that you've clicked your colorize, otherwise your effects will be completely different. So this adjustment was about 25. See the saturation I can play with a little bit as well. And the lightness I kind of backed it down because it kind of gets bright and washes out. So right about there should be good. Remember, keep your adjustments subtle. I recommend keeping them kind of soft. When you're dealing with people, obviously with something as hard as this, you can't really go soft. You got to make hard edge selections there. Okay. If you have any questions, please contact me, Gibson Photo Art at yahoo.com.